Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I want to chat a little bit about intuitive eating and why it can feel difficult in the beginning. So for those of you who are not familiar with intuitive eating, really it's just a process of learning to tune into your body and then using your body's cues and signals to determine what it is your body needs and what you are going to decide to eat, right? So it's really like the complete opposite of what dieters do, right? Because when you're a dieter, what we tend to do is we go to our minds for the information about what we eat. We think about it too much, and we're always looking for the program or the plan or, the package that's going to tell us what we should be eating. And like I've said before, while all of those things can be helpful when used as a guide, ultimately, if you never learn how to tune into the signals of your own body, you're always going to feel like you're trying or like it's hard. So the first thing I wanted to mention is if intuitive eating is something that you are working on or if you're interested in, there is a book on it. It's called Intuitive Eating. It's very informative and it's very helpful. So if it's something you're interested in, or if you're someone who finds you're often stuck in a diet mentality and you want to start to learn how to work your way out of that, this is a great book to guide you through that process. So today I just want to chat about why intuitive eating can feel difficult at the beginning so you can have a little perspective on the process and then use this information to help you along the way. So the thing with intuitive eating is you basically have to make an agreement with yourself that you are going to drop out of all of the food rules and regulations that you have read, heard, made up, and carry in your own mind, right? So you have to decide to say, hey, I know these thoughts are going to go through my brain, but I'm not going to attach myself to them, and I'm going to let go and listen to my body. But the thing is, at the beginning, we're out of touch with listening to our body, right? So we're not really that good at it. So I think number one, we have to accept the fact that there is a learning curve, right? There's going to be a little bit of space and time where you just have to agree to not know. You just have to agree to say, okay, I'm going to start to practice this process and not really know what that looks like, right? Not really know how that plays out every day. And sometimes I'm going to get it right, and sometimes I'm going to get it wrong. And no matter what's happening, I'm going to continue to practice and move forward, right? But here's the catch. In order to surrender to that whole process, you have to be able to accept your body the way it is in this moment today. Now, we've chatted about this before. Accepting your body is not the same as saying, I love my body, or I think my body is exactly where I want it to be. It's simply ceasing fire on what is, right? You have a body, it is where it is in this moment. And a lot of times when it comes to weight loss, we are in such a hurry to get where we're trying to go that we're kind of always fighting the isness of where we are. So you have to be able to say, okay, this is where my body is. I'm working to make some changes, but it's okay that this is where my body is right now. Because without that step, you will never give yourself permission or grant yourself the time to figure out how to begin to listen to your body and how to tune back into those cues, because you're always going to feel like you're in a hurry, and then what's going to happen is the brain's going to go, forget this process, let's just jump back onto that diet, right? Because that's what a dieter's mentality loves to do. We want to be in control. We want to believe that it's black and white and that there's a perfect plan that we can plug and play, right? And actually that's the difference between whether or not a diet can work for you or not, right? If you take a diet and try to make it a black and white plug and play with no adjustments at all, that's usually when we fall off the wagon and constantly start again on Monday. If you can take a diet and use it as a guideline and then adjust to your needs in your body, that's when people find successes with diet. But the point of this is that the dieter's mind wants to feel a sense of control, and intuitive eating is inviting us to let go of that control. It's saying, okay, we've got to get out of the head and drop down into the body, right? So it's not something that you think and figure out up here. It's something that you hear and listen and feel in here. So it is a completely different experience. And ultimately, I believe that it is a road to freedom if you are somebody who thinks about food all the time or struggles with your eating and is always jumping around in your mind from diet to diet and to diet. when you stop trying to figure it all out in your mind and you surrender some of that stuff and you start to just say, hey, I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to notice. I'm going to allow myself to be surprised by my choices sometimes. You might want something that you have mentally crossed off as a, no can eat food, or you might be surprised that you're actually wanting like a green smoothie. Whatever it is, allowing yourself to play with the process and stay easy around the whole thing, I think is the key at the end of the day. So again, if any of you guys are interested in learning more about intuitive eating, I do recommend this book. It's called Intuitive Eating. It just has a lot of information and practices and processes to help you along on your own journey of learning how to become more intuitive with your eating. Now, if you guys want to chat more about intuitive eating, let me know down in the comments below, or if there are any other food for thought topics that you want to cover, let me know that as well, because I love to chat. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I will see you back here next time with some more food for thought.